Curt Hahn and Hunter Atkins talk about the movie Deadline, the story of the murder of an African-American youth whose murder went unsolved and uninvestigated until two investigative reporters took up the case.
I had actually known Mark Etheridge, the author of the book Grievances, on which the movie's based, the Deadline is based on, for many years. And so I'd read the book when it came out, and I was talking to him about the book and the possibility of making it into a movie. Unfortunately, Mark had already had interest from several companies in Hollywood, and so we got talking about that. And I proposed that if we worked on the movie together, that I would not only let him write the screenplay, which the companies in Hollywood were not interested in having him do, because Mark hadn't written a screenplay before, but I would want him to write the screenplay. Mark got to stay involved with the project, which for us was really the only way to do it. It was his story. He lived it. He's the guy in the movie that the story's based on. You know, I think it's easy to become complacent about issues that we like to think of as sort of having drifted into history. Unfortunately, there are a number of cold cases, racially motivated murders, not just in the South, but that's where a lot of them took place, that have gone uninvestigated, unsolved, and unpunished, which is one of the phrases from the film. Once Obama was elected president, a lot of people started to talk about a post-racial society and so on. I'd like to believe that we're headed in that direction, but I think that there's still a tremendous amount of need for a film that calls attention to this issue. We've still got a ways to go. The only place we've shown the film at all outside of our circle of family and friends and cast and crew is at the APME Conference in Denver, and that's because we wanted this, we penciled this in a year ago as the first private screening we would have before the film's released, because here at the APME you have managing editors from newspapers all around the country. And the story is about two investigative reporters who solve a crime that otherwise would have gone unsolved. We knew that this was the place where we wanted to make sure we got the film right and get the feedback from managing editors. And so yesterday afternoon we showed it for the first time anywhere, only to this private group, and got a tremendous response. It was extremely gratifying.
Well, a year ago, Curt Hahn and I got together, and I've known Curt for about 5 years because we're on a CEO board together. And I heard about his ambition making films, but was running to a headwind raising money. And he had this one film that he said he really wanted to do if he had the money. And at the meeting, my light bulb went off, and I said, you know what, Curt, I'll fund half this film if you'll shoot it right now. Months later, we were in production with Deadline, which is Mark Etheridge's book. Mark comes from the, two Pulitzer Prizes. He's a Neiman Fellow at Harvard. He comes from a pure journalistic background. Curt, all movies, California School of the Arts. I've lived in Nashville all my life, except for Asia for a few years. And so I kind of brought a local perspective to the story, changed some wording, changed some colloquialisms, and really had fun with the screenplay. And by January, we were ready to shoot, which we did January, February. And after 6 months of editing, we knew Labor Day was our deadline because we wanted to be at APME. From here, now it's a marketing game. No more Hollywood, no more shooting cameras, no more editing and scoring. It is now a February start date, and we plan to roll it out in 40 cities with premieres. And then, if everything goes well, April 6th, it'll be a national theatrical release, which is pretty ambitious for an independent film without a big studio behind it. So, that's the scheme. If it works, I'll be a film guy. As I told you before, if it doesn't work, this might go down as one of the most expensive hobbies I've ever embarked on. But we've enjoyed it. It's fun. It has a good message. It's PG-13. So anybody that sees the movie, I think, understands why we're proud of what we put on the screen.